All right, guys, so for this week's YouTube video, we're going to do things a little bit differently, both in the format and the fact that I'm not going to have this video edited whatsoever. So let's see how it goes. But I wanted to do a deep dive into a specific niche to see, is this a good niche to get into from an ad perspective, from an affiliate perspective, if you're starting a new niche site. So let's do a deep dive into the golf niche. All right, so what we're going to look at in this video is analyzing the golf niche overall from the perspective of, if I were to start a new niche site, would this be a viable option? So we're going to look at things like the SEO competition. What does the landscape look like in terms of competing in Google for this niche? We're going to look at affiliate offers. We're going to look at ad revenue potential, keyword ideas. Who are the other players out there in the niche? And again, can we actually compete against these smaller to mid-size players for some of the keywords that they're going after? And just overall from the golf market, this is not a surprise. The golf niche is huge. I found this research paper here where it says the golf equipment market size is projected to reach $15 billion by 2030. Golf is an enormous niche, tons and tons of players, and tons of products as well from an affiliate angle that we're going to talk about. So we know the niche is definitely huge. Just intuitively, we know golf is huge, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's a good niche to get into, because we're going to be driving traffic, of course, to our sites with SEO primarily, which means, can we rank in Google for some of these keywords? Are there any sites out there ranking, getting traffic that are not huge authority sites like Golf Digest? So I spent a few minutes just doing really quick research around some of these best product keywords, some of which you can see on my screen right here, like the best golf rain gloves in 2022, your classic niche site keyword, your classic affiliate keyword. Spent a few minutes and found 3 sites that are doing pretty well that do not have a huge authority. So this first one here, Top Rank Golf, is only a DR11. I think Ahrefs says this site's getting about 80,000 page views per month from Google. And we know that Ahrefs estimates tend to be on the low side from a 2 to 3x perspective in my experience. Another one I found, and this one was actually a public case study as far as I can remember, Skilled Golf. So this is DR31. So definitely a little bit higher than the previous one, but still DR31 is not huge, not an enormous authority site from a DR perspective. Ahrefs said this one's getting, don't quote me on this, I think 110,000 visits from Google. So that's the second one that I was able to find. The third one I was able to find is, and it took me a second to realize this was actually, a classic niche site, because it's structured a little bit differently. I like the way that this site goes about it, is Golf Sidekick. Again, same stats pretty much as Skilled Golf. This is a DR32. Same idea, traffic, I think 125,000 visitors per month from Google. So just looking at the search landscape, the competition, and again, I spent literally less than 5 minutes inside of Ahrefs finding these competitors. There could be dozens more, but it's always a good sign when we can see, again, lower DR, mid DR sites who are getting over 100,000 page views per month from Google. These are all in ad networks, AdThrive. Maybe there's a Mediavine in there. Definitely 2 of them are in AdThrive, which is another great sign, because if we can find these kind of lower authority sites that are getting good traffic, that are in an ad network, that means from a niche perspective, it's not going to be easy necessarily, but the potential is there for a classic affiliate, a classic niche site to get into AdThrive, to start making 4 figures, maybe even 5 figures per month, which we'll talk about ad networks, and we'll talk about affiliate offers as well. All right, so let's pull up the Ahrefs toolbar actually and talk about the traffic potential for this niche. Again, from the angle of a low to medium authority site, not a huge Golf Digest type site, which is, millions of visitors per month. But looking at top ranked golf, again, Ahrefs has here about 80,000 visitors per month. Tends to be on the lower side. I wouldn't be surprised if it was closer to 150,000 visitors per month just from Google. And this site is only a DR11, which is nothing, okay? DR11 is pretty easily achievable, either with real backlinks or even if you're doing a little shady stuff with your links. Now, looking at skilled golf, again, in Ahrefs, 110,000 visitors per month from Google. DR31, this is probably closer to 2, I don't know, maybe even 300,000 visitors per month from Google. And then Golf Sidekick, same story, DR32, Ahrefs is saying 105,000 visitors per month. So when we're talking about traffic potential, it's definitely there. We'll talk again about ad revenue in just a second, but just from traffic, 200,000 visitors per month, let's put it at, for a medium-sized site in the golf niche is pretty good. All right, so from an ad revenue perspective, let's pull up these sites and see what they're doing here. So top rank golf is in AdThrive, which means, they're probably at least 100,000 page views per month. I know you can get into AdThrive with a second site with just 30,000, but based on the Ahrefs data, I'm pretty confident this site is over 100,000 page views per month. So this site got into AdThrive, and you can see I've turned off my ad blocker here. They're definitely running ads. They've got the video ads going. Not a terrible user experience. AdThrive is really, really good. Same story here with skilled golf. They're also in AdThrive. So, just using a very rough estimate, let's say these sites are doing 200,000 page views per month. Let's call it 6,000 per month, maybe even $7,000 or $8,000 per month from AdThrive just in ads. Okay, so the income opportunity here in this niche, just from an ad perspective, is really, really good. So I don't know the RPM, obviously, of these sites, but we know golf is a really, really not profitable niche, but a niche where people are spending quite a bit of money. So I'd be pretty sure that the RPMs are probably 30, 40 plus, $40 plus in this niche. So looking at Golf Sidekick, as far as I could tell, they're not running ads. I'm not entirely sure why. They seem a little more focused on the email list, which we'll talk about. I haven't clicked around on all of the pages. Maybe the ads are disabled on these best X for Y posts, but I thought it was interesting that Golf Sidekick, best as I could tell, is not running ads. But the other two sites are in AdThrive. And again, let's call it 6,000 to 8,000 per month just from ads. And from an affiliate angle here, obviously golf has tons of products, expensive products. People who golf love to spend money on their golf gear. So this is a great niche from an affiliate angle. We talked about earlier the golf market, billions of dollars in golf gear alone. So what I've done here is I pulled up one of these sites in Ahrefs and looking at their keywords, and I've run a couple filters here. So we can see top rank golf, positions in the top 10, looking at pages that are getting at least 50 page views per month from Google that contain the keyword best, okay? And so you can see where they're ranking 85 different keywords in the top 10 that are getting traffic containing the keyword best. Best golf cart, best sunglasses, best driver, best clubs for seniors, best putter grips, best blade putters, right? So many products in golf that you can write about. Now, from the Google product review update, I know people are worried about, do I need to buy the product to have a hands-on review of the product in order to rank highly in Google? That's where Google wants us to go going forward. The search results right now tell a different story. So according to Ahrefs, this site is ranking number 1 for the keyword best golf cart, okay? Not an easy keyword. And if we look at the content on the site, clearly they're not buying and reviewing these golf carts hands-on, okay? In fact, the reviews are, what is this? 50 words of content, a link, 100 words of content, couple of bullet points, and then an affiliate link here. Clearly not a hands-on review of the golf cart, and they seem to be ranking just fine. So again, Google wants us to be in a direction where we're going to be reviewing these products hands-on. The algorithm definitely has not gotten here, right? If you're looking at this page right now, the best golf carts, this is your classic affiliate best X for Y post that people have been creating for years in the niche site game. Seems to be working well. So no issue there. Now, another way to look at affiliate offers in golf, I've been playing around with this tool. I'll try to leave it a link below this video, is Affiliate Corner. This is kind of a new tool that I discovered where it basically aggregates a bunch of affiliate offers into one dashboard for you. So you can search for your niche and you can filter through all of the programs, right? So right now I'm filtered on this category over here for golf, and Affiliate Corner is showing me 38 different programs. So some of this is for specific products. Some of this is for info products on how to get better at golf, but tons and tons of offers available where you can write either an individual product review or even an informational type piece of content and then leave a link to a product in here. But I like this tool quite a bit, Affiliate Corner. I think they're still doing this as a one-time purchase, so it's not a monthly fee, and you can discover a bunch of affiliate programs all in one place that you did not know existed. All right, next, let's talk about EAT. This has been like a huge thing on Twitter recently. Some people think the entire Google algorithm is going towards EAT, while others think it's actually not a ranking signal at all. In terms of the algorithm, the fact that Google algorithmically cannot detect EAT. Now, Google wants us to believe that everyone should be an expert and they're only going to rank expert content. And I do believe that's where Google wants us to go eventually, similarly to how they're doing it with the product review update. Google wants us to review products hands-on because, let's be honest, that makes for better content and a better user experience. Same thing with EAT. Google wants content written by experts. It's just better content, arguably, and it's better for the user. But can Google detect EAT? And specifically for this niche, does it matter? And this is always up for debate. In my opinion, golf is definitely not a high EAT. Obviously, it's nowhere near like health or finance. This is definitely a hobby niche, in my opinion. And so I don't think it's really a factor at all. And we can see kind of on these sites, we've got a little, let's see, an author box here. And here's kind of the author bio for Joe Morelli. We've got 2 sentences of his experience. I haven't looked at the about page yet. The about page, again, nothing high EAT about this, however you want to phrase it. No picture. It's just a very, very quick author bio and a quick about page. Same thing with Skilled Golf. I haven't exactly looked at this either, but let's look at it right now. There's no author name at the top of the article. I have no idea who's writing this content. Google doesn't seem to care, but there could be something at the bottom. Let's see. So at the bottom, there it is. There is a little author bio here from Brittany. We've got, a little blurb about, apparently she's a Class A PGA professional. I'm not sure if that's true. There's no really link to her bio, but I'm not sure if these are her links, the social links. But again, not much in way of author. Now let's see the about page. Okay, so this is going to be built out a little bit more because, again, this was a case study site. So we've got expert writer telling Google, I am an expert writer. Believe me. Again, I don't know if this is actually true or not. I'm not making any insinuations. But this is definitely built out a little bit more in terms of the about. I like how there's the picture. I love the expert writer note there. And, if true, the fact that they played Class A PGA is definitely really, really, really good. And then Golf Sidekick, let's click on Matt's author bio. It kind of just says all post by Matt. And then in terms of the about page, let's just see. I'm curious. all right, this is a pretty good about page, actually. You know, I don't know about EAT, but it's definitely built out. They put a little bit of effort into this. But again, from EAT, and we always think about EAT when starting up a new niche site, because again, in those niches like health and finance, I do believe Google is really trying to surface expert content. But when we get to hobby niches, which in my opinion, golf definitely falls under, I don't think we need to worry about EAT quite as much. All right, next let's talk about the volume of content, okay? In other words, how many articles roughly are on each of these sites? So this, in my opinion, is a really underappreciated aspect when we're doing an analysis of a niche and whether we can get into it, okay? Because some sites may be doing really well and they get a lot of traffic. They're in an ad network. Maybe they don't have a huge DR, but when you go and look it up, they have 2,000 articles on their site, right? Which is great for them. But if you're trying to play catch up in order to reach that level, creating 2,000 pieces of content is not an easy feat. It's either very, very expensive if you're trying to outsource that, or it's going to take you forever. It's going to take you years to create all of that content if it's up to you just writing the content. So again, when we're analyzing a niche, I do like to get an idea of roughly how many articles are on these sites if I want to be able to get to this point eventually. Now, you can do the site operator search in Google, although I don't know, Google these days, I'm not trusting a lot of what they're putting out. So one way to do this is in Ahrefs, where you can do Content Explorer, filter on the website, and then I like to add one additional filter, which is the words filter, just to get out any of those category or tag pages. So I just put a minimum of 200 words. This is not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but it gives us a rough idea. How many pages do these sites have? So we're looking at golfsidekick.com. Ahrefs is telling us there's only 155 pages on this site. Now, if you're writing this by yourself, if you did, I don't know, 15 articles a month, right, you could get to that point in 10 months. Depending on your budget, if you're outsourcing this content, you could get there in 2 to 3 months pretty easily. So 155 pages is really not that much. Now, I pulled up the other ones off camera. So I looked at Top Rank Golf. They have 215 pages according to Ahrefs, so definitely a little bit more, but not too crazy. And then Skilled Golf was the most, according to Ahrefs, 248 pages. Now, even that is not that much, right? In the grand scheme of things, of creating a niche site over time, 250 pages is not that many articles. Now, where I would start to get, I don't know, not nervous or apprehensive, but it would make me pause when thinking of entering a niche, where the 100,000 page views. I mean, if these sites had 500 plus articles or maybe 700 plus articles, then I would start to think whether it was worth it, right? To create 700 articles to only get 100,000 page views would require a lot of work. But the fact that these are between roughly 150 to 250 articles consistently across these three sites, to me, is a pretty good sign that I could eventually get to that level of content. All right, guys, that's my analysis of the golf niche. I hope you liked this new format. Let me know what you think about the format of doing these niche deep dives in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, do me a favor, pop that like button and subscribe to the channel. Thanks, guys.